Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'd like to call to order our regular August meeting. August 19th, 2025. Thank you to the board members who are here and to the guests who are here. We always appreciate that. We have a few items of business before us today, but I think, as is tradition and as the agenda states, we will start by reviewing the minutes of July 22nd, 2025. I trust everyone has received these last week and has had a chance to review them. This time, if there's any suggestions for changes, now would be the time to so indicate that. If not, Wendy, perfect timing. If not, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes as prepared from July 22nd meeting. Rich, thank you. Chris, thank you. Any further discussion or questions? If not, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Chairman's remarks. There's one thing, a couple things maybe. One thing I need to mention right off. We have received a resignation letter from Kyle Davis, who you know on the board. He has relocated for an employment opportunity. So he has stepped down from the board. He's notified myself and Jess and the chairman of the legislature, who would be appointing authority for that position. So I would just note that he will no longer be with us. He's not here. I would say nice things about him to his face, but he's done a great job, I think, on the board, and we've appreciated that over the time he's been part of it. So we have a vacancy in the board. The chairman of the legislature is aware of that vacancy. I anticipate that they will do their process as they normally do, elect another individual to fill that position. So we appreciate Kyle's service. We're gonna have to, in the short term, probably readjust a little bit for the committee that he served on. We have the ability to do that in the short term anyway under our bylaws. So we'll get that figured out if we need to. He was on finance committee. We will have budgeting coming up, so we'll probably ask another member to sub in on that committee, which is allowed in the bylaws until a new member is seated. That may have to happen before a new member is seated. I'm not sure what the timing of the new member would be, but you're looking at budget in the next couple of months. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but just be ready for that. We may need someone to sub in. I think that committee now is made up of Mike and Tarek, right? Finance, yeah. So we'll identify another member to sub in on that. So that's that. Anything else I missed there, Jess? No. Okay. I think otherwise we just have some items before us today. But at this point, I'll turn it over to you, Jess, if you want to do your executive director's report.
So currently the land bank has 10 properties included in the city's ARPA program as rehabilitation projects. While the additional work that needed to be undertaken at 33 Elm Street is completed, the post-construction radon test came back high on the first floor living space. So Markley Construction has installed a radon mitigation system. The hail damage corrections at 8 Gray Street have been completed, and we received payment from our insurance company to cover the damage, which was a little over $4,000. We need to do a final lead test and radon test in order to consider that project complete. Clearview door and window has completed the renovations at 14 McNamara Ave. Our post-construction lead test passed, and radon was well below the allowable level on the first floor living space. With all of those 3 homes completed, we're planning to have one press conference to announce the sale of all 3, or availability of all 3. Once details are finalized, we'll share them with the entire board, but I anticipate that to be sometime after Labor Day, as folks are a little busy between now and then. Malarkey Construction is continuing their work at 170 Mueller Street, and the house is really coming along. L2 Studio is underway with the scope designs for both 27 Columbia Ave and 5 Tremont Ave. Rob and I are meeting with them later this week to go over their initial designs for both projects. My hope is to bid out both of those jobs early this fall. There is an item on the agenda today to consider the sale of 21 Walnut Street. As a reminder, we are offering the developer $100,000 in ARPA funds as a development incentive, and the proposed developer has submitted an application for up to $150,000 in VRP funds to assist with the project, alongside HCR's request for that particular property. We have issued a very similar RFP for the purchase and redevelopment of 181 Holly Street in Center City. Those proposals are due after Labor Day. The development incentives would be exactly the same as 21 Walnut, and we already have a few showings to interested developers. As a reiteration from last month, in total, with all potential projects in the works, we will be meeting the minimum ARPA obligation of 10 rehabilitation projects, but we're always looking for more projects, and we'll continue to work with county admin, legislature, and real property to identify properties, not only for our ARPA program, but for all the land banks programs. Again, we have just under 1.9 million expended, under contract or committed. Our county ARPA and LBI Phase 2 demo project updates. As the board's aware, we're working with our environmental consultant at Delta. We issued a demolition package late last week or early last week to demolish 737 West Main Street in the town of Union, 61 Park Ave, and 26 Overland Drive in the city of Binghamton. And as the board is aware, Rob and I included 7 Church Road in the town of Lisle as an add alternate in the bid package. Today, on today's agenda, we have a few items to consider as it relates to that. We did hold our pre-bid meeting today with Delta, and 8 potential demolition contractors attended the meeting. So we have quite a bit of interest in this round. And there is also an item on the agenda today to partner with Prospect Terrace Fire Company for the demolition of 384 Prospect Street, to help them clear land to expand their fire station. We anticipate the tipping fee waiver totaling around $5,000. As a reminder to the board, it has been a while since we've considered a tipping fee waiver for a municipality or for a similar not-for-profit, but we have done this in the past, the most recent ones being the Goodwill Theater and the Village of Deposit. HCR Land Bank Initiative operating funds. Operating year 3 will come to a close at the end of this week. There is a resolution on the agenda today to consider a renewal of this grant for another year. The amount totals again $200,000 for a 12-month period, and our understanding from HCR is that this new round of funding is for 2 years. So there will be an option to renew for an additional year. We will be submitting our final reimbursement request sometime after the end of the grant period, which is this coming Sunday. And as a reminder, our operating funds from HCR help cover the assistant director's salary and fringe, standard property maintenance, security, other items such as accounting, audit, insurance, utilities, and other related expenses. Our Land Bank Initiative capital funding, we've entered the next round of this funding, which is a combined $2 million. This funding will continue to support the Land Bank's demolition program, pre-development expenses towards our ARPA program, as well as future acquisition and subsequent rehabilitation of those homes. Moving on to vacant rental program. It's a new program, but we're moving nicely through it. Our professionals have been great to work with under this program. We've received more than 30 applications that range from all over the county. As a reiteration from last month, there have been some projects that we've needed to deny or reject, but we have a good number of applications that we are going to be able to fund, and I'm confident in saying that we have more applications than what we have funding for. Our construction managers are continuing to visit the sites to determine project feasibility on applications that are complete, and that the owner is deemed responsible. While there are no applications before the board today, we plan to bring more in the coming months, but we would like to get the several projects that have been awarded under rehab and not to stretch our CMs or our contractors to them. I do need to let you all know that Rita Ferran, who owns 21 Arthur Avenue in Endicott, that the board approved last month, did not sign the participant agreement. When I did contact her about it, we were notified that she wishes to withdraw her application and not proceed with the project. We have received a letter from her in writing for the file confirming that. For the record, she had concerns about the declaration of interest. We wish she had made us aware of these concerns prior to the board considering award, but we wish her the best in her renovation endeavors.
I'm sorry, can you just clarify the declaration of interest?
It's a lien, like any standard renovation program.
The lien stays on the property.
For 10 years.
15 years?
10 years.
Yeah, no matter who the owner is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the R lien or is it the HCR's?
HCR's lien. Yeah. Operates very similar to our deed restrictions on our homes. It's pretty standard, and all of the applicants are aware of the requirement by signing the program acknowledgement form and
Yeah.
every other form we make them sign. So, you know, we're disappointed. You know, just so that the board is aware, Rob and I did our due diligence with this particular property owner and made sure she was fully aware and approved every step along the way and, you know,
Sometimes people catch up with either family or other people later
yep,
on things and maybe have a second thought.
makes sense. So,
I think we're gonna run into that once in a while on this, because it's a complicated program.
yeah,
Hopefully not too much.
Yeah.
Because we do invest resources, right, into helping them get to this point.
to this
So hopefully it doesn't happen too much.
yeah. My understanding from HCR is this has happened with some other LPAs. And we're all kind of working through it at the same time. So,
Are you allowed to recoup anything in that case? Okay.
yep, we can. Yeah, HCR's understanding that these kind of things happen. They, of course, just don't.
Proof from HCR, yes, but not from,
Well, like, I
not
mean,
really from
you've-
the,
I remember the
Applicant.
individual, and I'm just wondering from what the time and effort that's been put in. Not that you want to gouge by anybody,
Mhm.
that's the purpose of the intent of what we're trying to do, but there is time and effort that's been put into a smaller staff to make sure the application
Yeah.
is done correctly and set them things like that.
For the record, we did ask and the property owner politely declined. So,
Yep.
okay, they're not obligated to, so it'll be fine.
Yep.
Okay, so as a reminder, the New York State Legislature allocated an additional 40 million for the VRP program. And HCR has opened a round of funding for areas that are not currently being served by the program, but anticipates a round for currently funded organizations to reapply later this fall. So we may be eligible to apply for more funds. I would offer up that I would not be surprised if HCR puts some type of funding commitment goal to be met in order to be eligible to apply. That wouldn't surprise me.
like you
But
have to use a percentage of your previous
Yeah.
award before you can get this.
yeah, so I mean, but I would anticipate then that round being an open round as opposed to like a hard and fast deadline in like later this fall or something like that. So,
Jess.
Yep.
Just to put you on the spot here, if you had the ballpark estimate, what percentage of our current VRP have we burned through or allocated? I know I put it in the spot, I apologize for that.
no, 50, 75. So $275,000
Okay,
to date.
okay.
That has been awarded.
Okay.
Okay, our administrative and housekeeping items. Last month I reminded the board that this 2025 is the last year of our contract with Mundorf and Fenwick for professional accounting services. We issued a new RFP for services for these services last week with a deadline for submissions being just after Labor Day. We're hoping to receive interest from several local firms, which we've gotten a few questions thus far. So there is, you know, some interest in at least engaging with us. Our next quarterly Land Bank Association call is scheduled for October. But the association is holding optional monthly check-ins. So we can just kind of chat about everything informally. I do want to put on the board's radar, we did discuss this a little bit earlier. Our land bank budget will need to be considered by the end of October per the ABO deadline of October 31st. So we will be working on that together pretty soon. And this will require a finance committee meeting as well in October. And on that for a moment, we will need to adopt a handful of budget amendments, but I thought instead of holding like 3 or 4 finance committee meetings, maybe just hold one and do all the amendments at one time, and then also adopt or consider adopting the 2026 budget at that time. All right, on investments, our first $500,000 CD has fully matured. That CD generated approximately $5,000 in interest over the 3-month period. Second CD is due to mature in late August, and so far that has generated just under $1,700 so far in interest. We have established the deposit placement agreement with MBT Bank and Intrafee, and we have invested the original CD plus interest earnings in an additional $240,000 into that investment account. And we plan to deposit the balance of the second CD when it matures as well, within that 1.250 limit that the board has set.
Yep.
And that's what I have.
All right.
At the top, you mentioned one of the first properties that we had to add a radon mitigation system. Is that the first time we had to install this? No?
Every one of them.
It feels like every one of them, it's just, it's less than ideal because we have to do the radon test after construction is completed and the house has to be like sealed up tight for 3 days. And we had to install a radon system on our Marion Street properties in Vestal. We had to do one at Andrews Avenue. And then, yeah, Elm Street, this is the next one. McNamara did not come back high. We're gonna have to do it
Did we
right
do
on
one on the north side too?
33 Linden Street?
Yeah.
Maybe, I can't
We did.
remember. I'm sure we did. I'm sure we did. Yeah, it's a more recent regulation from HCR. And their regulation is if it comes back high, install mitigation system. Okay. Okay.
Same company?
Yeah, I have a problem with it.
Big radon. Big radon. Big
Are
radon.
you supportive of radon or opposed to radon?
There's radon in the air right here that's very close to 4 picatures. Okay,
Mhm.
so the only reason they have 4 picatures as a standard is because they can reduce the amount of radon to that level.
Uh-huh. So that, the cure is that level, right?
That's
So
right.
that's what you said that.
That's right,
Mhm.
and Europe and Canada and every place else, they all have different amounts. And even though they say that something like 330,000 people have died from lung cancer caused by radon, they can't give you the name of one person.
It's like the razor blade and candy. Everybody knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, but actually no one's ever seen.
They
Yeah.
don't know.
What we've been running into too, we haven't ran into this in a while, but you know, some of our buyers will opt for their home inspections. And the home inspectors are testing for radon in unfinished basements.
Right.
It's not considered living space.
Right.
The way that we look at it, it's not considered living space. And then the real estate transaction is held up. So it's like, what do you do?
But this is the way that
So,
people feel safest and comfortable with the place being as safe as possible.
so my approach is,
HDR,
yep, and my
Just looking
approach
at-
has been, when we have our consultants going to do the radon test, I have them place a canister in the basement. And I have them place a canister on the first floor. If the reading on the first floor comes back high, like 33 Elm Street came back at 7.3, that's high. We'll put in a radon system. If it doesn't come back high on the first floor, but it came back high in the basement, we'll see what the buyer does. Mhm.
Thanks.
Yep, but it's what we have in our records, and what I wanna do typically with that one is like when the home inspector comes in and they get a different test result in the basement than we do.
we just have,
Our presides, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah. What's a radon system cost?
About $1,800.
So 4.3. They put in the abatement system for $1,200.
Mhm.
It came out 3.8, and that was fine.
Mhm.
Okay, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Unlike the speed limit is 65, not 67.
True,
Anyway,
true, that's it.
all right, thank you for that, Jess.
Yep.
Other comments or questions? Thank you, Jess, for that report. Is there anything on the financials you want to hit, or are we good on that?
Other than I mentioned, you'll note that on the capital budget, we've got some, expenses under what's called Land Bank Initiative P2. That is really where we're gonna need a majority of our, amendments, because we just haven't adopted a budget commensurate with that award yet. Cause I'm just waiting to get these operating funds in too, and just only make you guys meet once.
I think it's just mentioned earlier too, she rattled off the addresses for the next round of demolitions. One of them, just to make it clear what it is, not that you wouldn't know, one of them is the old Food and Fire in West Endicott. So I anticipate we'd do something out there when that time is right.
Huge.
Food and Fire, oh, Food and Fire, I like that place in case it's still operating. Jeff's gonna come here and film me, shutting his place on. Yeah, Food Fusion, thank you, Red Lion, Russell's, whatever it might be.
The Russell's.
Russell's, yes.
I did express to the contractors this morning that we would like to kick off the round with a press conference there.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, good. Thank you. Any other comments or questions for the executive director and her report? Okay, let's move on to, thank you, Jess. Public and community advisory panel comments. Point in the meeting, Caitlin, when we, allow anyone who is interested to address the board for a period of not more than 5 minutes on topics related to loosely to the land bank. Now's your chance. Do we have any speakers? One of these days, you're gonna take us up on it. Okay,
I will, for the record, this other guest who's with us, this is Jack Harquist. He's from the BUMPA program. He has
Jack.
just recently started an internship with the county clerk's office for the fall semester.
excellent. I think we have a few alum. If you're an alum, just raise your hand. Yeah, see, we have,
You gave a talk at the recent award ceremony last semester, is that correct?
Hmm,
Mistaken.
probably somebody else. I
for
didn't.
various reasons, they don't allow Rich, Tom, or me over there. It's a different kind, but, yes, welcome. We're happy to have you.
So, totally aware that it's the second leading cause for lung cancer.
There it is.
Are you trying to say?
You made it.
Yeah, he's in the pocket with a big radar.
I'm gonna catch up with Mr. Sopcich
Yes.
afterwards to continue that discussion.
Who knows?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you're here. And we love the MPA program. I think probably all of us in various capacity have had MPA interns in our offices, various ways. So we appreciate you being part of the clerk's office. So,
Right.
yep. Okay, let's move on to the regular business, shall we? So first, we have a resolution authorizing the executive director to enter into an agreement with the Prospect Terrace Fire Company. This is aforementioned. Jess, do you want to refresh everybody's memory from a couple minutes ago?
Yeah, so, the Prospect Terrace Fire Company, they reached out to us requesting some demolition assistance for a property that they recently acquired directly adjacent to their fire station. They were successful in receiving a pretty significant grant from New York State. It's a New York State volunteer fire grant of $1 million. So they're looking to expand their fire company there. And actually, Rob, Aaron, and I had a chance to just go take a look to see what they're up to. And the chief showed us around about what he's looking to expand and everything like that. Would he talk about like a mess hall place, locker room,
Or a bay trucks.
another bay?
They're landlocked essentially. If you're familiar with where this is, it's essentially landlocked. They've talked about potentially locating other places. That's financially not really
Yeah.
a thing that they can do. I don't think the house next door is terrible, but they just don't have space.
Yeah.
To do with the current equipment that they need, right? Prospect Terrace, they don't have the space for it. It's not really conducive. We walked into the thing, it's fine, but it's not really what most modern fire stations look like. So I give them credit here. They're trying to work with the footprint they have, expand a little bit to make it work. The other alternative is building something new somewhere, which is really not probably a likelihood.
So LCP will be the contractor on this. They completed the pre-demo asbestos survey, came back clean, so there's no asbestos in either of the two structures, the house itself or the detached garage. And they're estimating the tipping fees at the landfill to be less than $5,000. She said, Christina said it would be more like 4,000, so I'm just kind of working in a little bit more there, just in case, just to make sure it's all covered. It's gonna be scheduled sometime this fall, and the total demolition cost will be around $40,000 for the fire company.
This is similar sort of to one we did in a positive a few years, may have been important a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where there was a foreclosure house, right? And it was demolition and
I
then,
don't think it was a foreclosure. I think the village got hold of it somehow when it was gonna fall
Yeah.
over, it was
Yeah.
condemned, and
they did some fire use for it. next to the
Yeah.
Firehouse. after.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we helped them with a tipping fee waiver to waive the tipping fees on it.
Questions on this? Okay. Then I'd entertain a motion to authorize the executive director to enter an agreement with Prospect Terrace Fire Company. In motion? Chris, Tony? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, it carries. We need an executive session, Jess?
I don't believe so. We talked about 21 Walnut Street, during executive session last month, so unless any of the board members have any further reason to go into executive session. See why we would.
Okay, then, let's dispense with that.
Okay.
Well, we have item number 8, resolution authorizing the executive director to execute a sales contract for the sale of 21 Walnut Street in the city of Binghamton to Bob Chan of Vision Build Holdings, Binghamton LLC.
Okay, so I trust that the board had a chance to read my memo that I put together. The board should be familiar with Mr. Chan and Vision Build Holdings Binghamton LLC. Rich was a mayor at the time that we did this project on the west side. Targ was a big part of identifying Bob as the developer for the project.
Right.
It was amazing. I have complete trust and faith in Bob's ability to develop in our community, but in his experience working with the land bank, I think this will be an absolutely seamless project. He has experience doing this, and he has the vision and a mission to serve our community and those who are in our particular target income bracket. So what he'd be looking to do here is utilize both of the development incentives that we're offering under our RFP. $100,000 in upper funding from the city, $150,000 in BRP funds. Just for the record, and so the board knows, the BRP's restriction prevails over that of ARPA. So both units will need to be rented to 60% AMI tenants, and Bob has also agreed to rent at the land bank suggested limits for the 10 years. And then what we'll do too is, this is a standard land bank transaction. We'll include restrictive covenant language directly in the deed when we file it. We'll file a development enforcement note and mortgage to secure the development of the property. And we'll also file the declaration of interest consistent with our requirements for BRP. So lucky Bob, he's got a lot of restrictions on this one.
Yep.
But he's excited. I talked to him today, and he's excited for this, so.
Questions about this? If, I don't know who's here when we did 3 King, but that came out pretty nice, just around the corner.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you just remind me, so they have the opportunity to identify income eligible tenants, but do we do annual certification?
Yes.
Is that what Metro does?
Metro's gonna do the annual
Okay.
recertifications for us. Yep. So, the land bank's role in that will just be simply providing the information to Metro to blast out.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion to authorize the executive director to execute a sales contract for the sale of 21 Walnut Street in the city of Binghamton. Wendy's nodding. Mike, you're pointing. Good. All those, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next, we have item number 9, resolution authorizing the executive director to enter into an agreement with Broome County to support a demolition project in the town of Lisle. Now, when I flip to the page, can't remember my page number, I had it earlier. It's at least a pile of vines and weeds. There might be something underneath there might not be.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yes.
I see a chimney. There's at least a chimney under there. Jess or even Wendy, I think you guys are both pretty familiar with the situation.
Yeah, I just first want to thank the board for patience. I also want to thank Wendy for bringing this to our attention. As the board is aware, Wendy knows too. you know, there's a delay in the foreclosure process, so we are really looking for as many projects as possible, whether that's renovation or whether that's demo. This is definitely a demo. But this one is definitely a little bit of more challenging project. It is sort of landlocked. So what we're asking for here is approval from the board to partner with Broome County to demo it. I don't believe it's in the best interest for the land bank to take title of it. The county wants to, you know, do certain things or maybe not do certain other things. But we have funding available to assist the county. They're good partners with us. So just helping them get rid of this blight. The entire neighborhood wants the blight gone. So I think that would be a good opportunity. But for, you know, full disclosure, it is landlocked, so it's a little bit of a challenge, but Wendy and I and Cheryl and Aaron and all of us, we've kind of been working through it, and we identified the best way to access this property through a neighboring property. And the neighbor is totally willing to allow us to do it, and that's what we're gonna be able to do.
So there needs to be, the county's gonna have to enter into some agreement with the neighbors, a legal agreement to allow
Mhm.
equipment to get through there. It's not as simple, it's not just a field, right? There might be one or two, you know, fauna or flora type issues between it
Mhm.
and, you know, the road, but,
Mhm.
I mean, it certainly needs to go.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Wendy, you're an expert on this
Mhm.
one, both geographically and professionally. What do you think?
So the property that we hope to use, we have a right of way.
Mhm.
Off McNamara, on the property.
The upper road, yep.
Is landlocked. It's obviously falling in, onto a neighboring property. We've taken title to it, back in June of 2023, the last time we took title to any properties. It's kind of impossible to sell at an auction.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a nightmare for us to do much of anything with, so ideal situation is to demolish it, and then hopefully we can work with. perhaps-
One of three neighbors, right? There's three neighbors. It's gotta be
Yeah.
one of them, right?
Yeah, and so there is a
Sure.
right of way off, one of the properties on McNamara. And we're gonna get an easement to bring the equipment in off that property, that there's a right of way on to move the equipment on to
Yep.
get the property down,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
that's
Yep.
our goal.
Yep, good. Thank you for bringing this project. Yeah, this will be, I mean, if you live next to this is a big deal.
It's a huge shift,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So we're happy to be able to partner with the county to help.
yes, I'm very excited
Yeah.
that we're able to make
Yeah.
this happen.
Good. Okay. Um. I think Rob and Jess went and saw it, so, or Rob and Jess and
I did,
Bill from
yeah.
Delta, somebody.
We were, yep, Bill and I went up and we just took a look at it. We knocked on a few neighbors' doors. Everyone up there is very, very, very nice. I will say the people from Lyle are very nice, except, you know, except for one person I know. And then.
The one person she knows? Wow, geez. Jeez.
So, but yeah, this is a good project, and the neighbor is very, very much willing to work with us, and I was able to let Wendy know, that they're very, very nice and more than willing to collaborate with us, which makes
Good.
this a lot easier, because at first I was like, Wendy, I don't know. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a drive up there. So I called Bill from Delta, and Bill's like, I'll meet you there, and so we just went on and knocked on some few neighbors' doors, and they were home, and
So
it
the
worked
thing
out.
will be that the county will have to have that agreement in place before we can authorize whomever the winning bidder is to go on it. Right?
Mhm.
That might be a little bit of a, like it's a legal agreement, right? That's gotta be worked out with whoever it is up there, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Mhm.
All right, good. Well, thank you. Any further questions? Any questions at all? Okay, then I entertain a motion to enter into an agreement, I'm sorry, resolution to authorize the executive director to enter an agreement with Broome County for a demolition project in Lyle.
So move.
All right, Mike and Tarek, thank you. Any, yeah, Tarek defers. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? That carries. Okay, and then the second part of it is the resolution to approve a proposed demolition project, which we've already talked about, 7 Church
Yep.
Road in the town of Lisle.
Yep.
Trust there's no other questions. If not, entertain a motion, Wendy, in a second. Mike, okay, all those, any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, okay,
Thank you.
yep, yep. You don't want to hold the press conference at this one?
No, okay, I don't think the media would rather,
No.
be a little bit
It's
challenging.
hidden under Japanese knotweed, I think, too. If my eyesight's correct, I think that's what that is. Okay. Well, we then finally, item number 11, resolution authorizing the amendment of the agreement with New York State Housing Trust Fund for the administration of the Land Bank Grant, LBI. Support land bank operations for 2025 through 2026. Jess?
Yep. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, HCR renewed, operating funds, for land banks. This round of funding is for 2 years. Depending on the size of our budget, we're eligible for up to $200,000. It's a max award, for a 12-month period. So obviously we're going to take that, and apply for that. And what's attached here is Schedule A. It's our budget. It mirrors, our previous awards. There's not much different other than just some increases over time. And that's it.
The largest driver is personnel costs,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Great. Any questions about this? So I say I'm appreciative. I think like you are, the board is of the relationship with HCR. It's been very good to us, the land banks.
Yes.
And it's both like operationally and project wise, so it's worth noting that they've been really good to deal with.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
generous. Okay, if that's it for that, I'd entertain a motion to authorize an amendment to the agreement with New York State for the LBI grant.
So moved.
2025. Chris, thank you. Rich, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That carries. All right, any other business, Jess, new business wise?
Hey, do you know? So.
The desk is clear, as we would say. And any old business?
Question. Not for now, because I know there's, probably just some research, but, you know, Bob Chan's proposal, there's 15,000 for soft cost. Aside from acquisition,
Mhm.
we pull that out in our budget. And all of our single family rehab budgets, our soft costs are 40 to 60. So it's just trying to understand, like, obviously, yes, public entity, we're under additional regulation. But if you could say 15,000 per project, you're basically for an in-house, construction manager.
Is that architectural services at 15,000? That is cheap
Yes.
Architectural and engineering.
Mhm. Yep.
Permitting.
Yep.
for $15,000.
Surprise.
Maybe he has somebody on staff.
So, yeah, so no, he typically farms that out, but what Tarek is suggesting is, our soft costs on our projects tend to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Because of the design that we have to do and our construction management and things like that. So, one of the things that Bob on this project that he doesn't have to worry about that he did on 3 King, because we didn't get far enough with 3 King. 3 King, he had to abate the asbestos and air monitor as well, and then take care of all the lead. We've taken care of all the asbestos, we've air monitored, it's clean. We've done the lead test for him, all those things. So
That's reflected
Yes.
maybe in his costs.
I don't, it should be, he's aware of it, he knows he doesn't have to do any of that stuff, all the proposers were aware they didn't have to do any of that stuff, but. Yeah, I hear you.
Could you do that for the next board meeting or, next 2 board meetings, just like an average for single family rehab?
Mhm.
What are our soft costs?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good question.
See if there's any way we can build some efficiencies in there.
Yep.
With a vacant rehab, doing a lot of work. And if there is a chance to bring in a staff personnel, we'd have to prove that it's cost effective. Be helpful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? Rob?
September 16th.
That's the next board meeting.
There it is. Okay.
Are you going to NLB Summit or no? The National Land Bank Networks,
Oh, where is that? Why?
Troy, September
Oh,
9th,
Hawaii.
no, why? Yeah. I would be going.
The Center for Community Progress could schedule it for Hawaii. I will be there.
Okay.
Don't think our budget can afford
No,
that.
definitely not.
Go to Cuba, New York. Beautiful this time of year. Go to Phoenix, New York. It's beautiful this time of year.
Mexico, New York.
Mexico, New York. It's beautiful.
Tarek, just out of curiosity, what other New York land banks attend? This is not something I'm.
There's,
very familiar
And 12, and
Oh,
will
really?
be represented.
with. Okay, okay.
And Detroit. Yeah, interesting. Do
Okay.
you go to it every year?
I usually do a staff, but I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Mhm. Oh, I shouldn't do this. You can't remember, we're supposed to go backwards. Where are we on, the South Side House? And thank you, Tremont.
Yeah. In design phase right now. So we're meeting with Mick and Corey later this week to go over the.
You recall there's a house that we purchased that had a storied previous owner
Mhm.
that we're trying to right the ship on.
Yep.
It's in design. What about the house next to it? That's a fire damaged house. The city is,
Yeah.
is,
The mayor let me know that they're moving forward with a 19A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can I pause?
Mhm.
For those of us that might need help.
yes.
which
What
is
is it-
everybody
what
but
is-
Tarek and Jess.
What is a 19A?
Yeah.
It is a vacant and abandoned property proceeding. Essentially
It's a bad.
abandoned, yep. So the municipality petitions to the court, prove to them that the property is abandoned. And the judge, if the judge is in favor of that proof, they will issue a judgment
Granting ownership.
granting ownership to the municipality. The municipality has to file a deed. And at that point, in theory, if that's what happens,
If you're bored,
Mhm.
drive up Tremont, it's like the
Yep.
first or second one on the left,
three Tremont.
3. You'll see why it's abandoned. I mean, it had a fire. I think it has the same storied owner
Mhm.
through some sort of maybe intermediaries.
Yep.
Right, but the storied owner as the one that we
Yep.
got next
Yep.
door. It needs to go.
Yep.
It needs to go. It just needs to go.
Yep.
Putting aside the Tremont property that we own that we want to
Yep.
renovate, that just needs to go.
Yeah.
Period. It's burned out. How, Tarek, you might pass by there every so often. How long is it? How long was the fire? Yeah,
6 years.
yeah, 6 years ago. No one's coming to save it.
Yeah, we also have some residents notified the zoning administrator. There was just that dirt rock parking lot.
Yes.
Mhm.
Violation of zoning, so they've actually repaved it, they put greening plants all around, looks great, so.
The apartment building next to it?
You know that vacant lot that
Yeah.
was right there next to the Ants Root burnout?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's nice,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
you get 3 down.
It was bad there.
We had 5, it was literally 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
We're here to help.
So land banks are for.
experts at nightmare.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't ask that
Oh,
during your report. You might have mentioned something about it anyway. I missed it. Okay, any further business to come before the land bank board? Otherwise, we'll see you in September 16th. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Mike, do we have a second?
Second.
Tom, thank you. All those in favor of adjourning? Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.